All right, I want to just finish up on a few more things about acne and then maybe talk a little bit about some other skin issues, eczema and psoriasis. Hopefully we'll get to do a little bit of that today. If not, we'll continue on tomorrow. First off, far and away, by far, the most effective way to deal with zits, to deal with blemishes, is to learn how to use the vitamin A family of nutrients, the stuff we called yesterday the retinoids. The active form of vitamin A, as you will recall from yesterday, the active form of vitamin A is called retinoic acid. It's available as a cream that you put on blemishes, put on acne pimples, and it's very, very effective. In fact, I would go so far as to say retinoic acid cream. The brand name is Retin A. Many of you have heard of this. There's generic forms of retinoic acid cream. I would go as far as to say that retinoic acid is the single most effective topical product that you can use on acne breakouts, acne blemishes. Keep in mind, there's two types of acne. There's two types of acne breakouts. There's the kind of acne that's marked by the crazy growing skin cells and the skin oils that are produced in abundance and thickness, thick skin oils that are produced. And that's the kind of acne that you can consider teenage boy acne. Of course, girls will get it as well. And adults will get it too. This is the standard type of acne. Crazy growing skin cells, lots of skin oils, and this is the kind of acne that we're talking about when we talk about using Retin A cream, retinoic acid, or using vitamin A. The second type of acne is more like an allergic reaction. I call it digestive acne because it involves foods and it involves the digestive system. You can always tell that you're dealing with digestive acne or an immune condition, an immune system type of acne if you see breakouts on the cheek area, if your breakouts are not related to oil, if your breakouts are more rashy than pimply, you're pretty much dealing with an immune condition, and you got to eliminate foods. Most likely suspects are going to be dairy and grains, sometimes legumes, peanuts, soy. Eggs can be a problem as well. I'm not talking about that kind of acne today. I haven't been talking about that kind of acne. The type of acne I'm talking about is your hormonal type of acne that's related to puberty, although it can happen in adults as well. This is the kind of acne that benefits from Retin A, retinoic acid cream. If you're breaking out along your cheeks and your blemishes are more rashy than pimply, you're probably not going to get the same kind of benefits that you are going to get from retinoic acid. Folks who are dealing with androgenic or male hormone or teenage boy or teenager acne are going to get the benefits from this retinoic acid cream, Retin A. There's three types of vitamin A. They're all effective for treating acne. Retinoic acid is the active form. The two inactive forms, retinol and retinyl palmitate, can be converted into the active form by enzymes in the skin. That means you can use these two inactive forms of vitamin A, both of which are available without a prescription, and your skin will convert these two forms into the pharmaceutical version that does require the prescription. Although you're not going to get the same kind of potency, you're not going to have to deal with a doctor, and you're not going to have to deal with getting a prescription. I'm partial to retinol, and I formulate a lot of products with retinol because it's more readily converted to retinoic acid. A lot of companies will sell retinol products, but because it can be a little irritating, or because retinol will break down in the skincare product, it will turn brown in a skincare product, skincare companies aren't too fond of working with retinol, and they'll typically just put a tiny little smattering of the stuff in their products, sometimes it's on the order of 0.1 or 0.05%, tiny little amounts that aren't going to be very effective if you're trying to address acne. Don't be fooled. If you want to use retinol for treating acne, if you don't want to go get a prescription for retinoic acid, if you want to use retinol, look for a 1% or a 2% concentration. I actually formulate retinol products with 2.5 to 5% retinol, and you can get a pretty good exfoliating, skin smoothing, even a peel kind of treatment with these kinds of concentrations, although you do want to be careful not to use too much of the stuff or not to apply too frequently. As far as the third form of vitamin A goes, retinyl palmitate, this is the most mild and the most gentle form of vitamin A. It's also the least effective for treating acne, the least medicinal. You're going to get some nice moisturizing effects, some nice skin softening effects from retinyl palmitate, but you're not going to get a whole heck of a lot of retinoic acid-like benefits. And by the way, it's not just topically where vitamin A excels in treating acne. Internally, vitamin A has got some remarkable skin health boosting properties. Vitamin A is a must-have nutritional supplement for dealing with acne. It's effective for dealing with something called keratosis pylori. This is a condition where you'll get little bumps on the top of your arms or on your legs. Vitamin A is important for all skin conditions. Vitamin A can protect your skin from photo damage. It's got wonderful anti-aging properties for the skin. It's wonderful for protecting the skin from wrinkles. Bottom line, vitamin A is stupendously important for all skin health issues, including, by the way, eczema and psoriasis, which we will be talking about hopefully here, if not later today, tomorrow. You want to use 20,000 international units a day of vitamin A. You want to use it every day, although once you're loaded up on vitamin A, you can miss a day here and there. And by the way, vitamin A is far more than a skin health vitamin. Do you know there's pharmacological versions of vitamin A that are used as chemotherapy for treating cancer? Vitamin A is a critical vitamin for the health of your bones, for the health of your liver, and for the health of your digestive system. And vitamin A is such an important nutrient for helping build the immune system that the World Health Organization recommends it as a supportive treatment for preventing measles epidemics in third world countries. Vitamin A and the vitamin A family of nutrients, the retinoids, are in your eyes. They help you see. In fact, light will literally hit vitamin A that is stored in your eyes, and that is how the visual process kicks in. Light hits vitamin A molecules that are stored in your eye, and we see. That's why you may have heard that carrots are good for your eyes. Carrots are full of retinoids, and that's why deficiencies in vitamin A and dietary retinoids can cause night blindness, because your eyes become less sensitive to light. You don't have enough retinoids in them. All right, we'll continue this discussion on vitamin A and the skin, and I'll tell you about a couple other nutrients that you can use for treating acne when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're coming back right after this. Don't go away. All right, today we're talking about acne, continuing talking about acne, nutritional supplements that you could use, and topical products that you could use. Vitamin A is by far and away the most important topical nutrient or internal nutrient that you can use for taking care of vitamin A. Vitamin A has got multiple functions in the body. It's important for liver health, bone health, digestive health. It's important for your eyes. You may have heard that carrots are good for your eyes. Deficiencies in vitamin A can cause problems with night vision, because vitamin A is important for helping turn light into vision. In fact, light hits a vitamin A molecule that's stored in your eye, and bingo, that's how we see. If you have fat malabsorption issues, if you have digestive health issues, if you're not absorbing your vitamin A from foods or supplements, you are going to notice that you're having problems with your eyes. Even if your deficiencies aren't bad enough to be to cause mega problems, to cause something like night blindness, you may find that your eyesight is just not as sharp as it might be or as how it used to be. Now, how many eye doctors are going to check you for vitamin A absorption intake or check you for malabsorption issues when you go in to have your eyes checked because your nighttime vision isn't what it used to be? Chances are no doctor will do that. Yet we know that vitamin A deficiencies or problems absorbing vitamin A can indeed lead to problems with night vision or problems with vision in general. Retinoids, the family of vitamin A, the retinoids tend to be yellowish or orangish, yellow-orange. So foods that have this yellow-orange color are retinoid-like rich. They have lots of retinoids in them. Squash and pumpkin and carrots. Even eggplant, anything that's got a sort of slight reddish or orangish tinge to it can have lots of beta-carotene or vitamin A. Beta-carotene is a precursor to vitamin A. Beta-carotene is said to be retinoid-like. Yesterday, we had a caller ask about using beta-carotene as a source of vitamin A. Perhaps you've seen beta-carotene referred to as vitamin A on some nutritional facts labels. This, unfortunately, is a bit misleading. Beta-carotene is indeed a precursor to vitamin A, but it has to be converted into vitamin A by chemical reactions that the human body is typically capable of, potentially capable of. However, in actuality, many people do not effectively make this beta-carotene to vitamin A conversion, especially if you're dealing with hypothyroid issues, and many Americans are indeed dealing with hypothyroidism. If you have problems problems with your thyroid or any kind of metabolic problem, you may not be able to convert beta-carotene into vitamin A. And in my opinion, you are best served using real vitamin A rather than beta-carotene. If you're a vegetarian, you're going to be stuck using beta-carotene because vitamin A is an animal-produced vitamin. There are no plants that make vitamin A, although there are plants that will make beta-carotene, of course. Beta-carotene is one of 600 or so different carotenes that are found in nature. Like vitamin A, the carotenes are prized nutrients for the eyes. One of the most effective of the carotenes for protecting the eyes is something called lutein, L-U-T-E-I-N. Lutein, you may have seen that on the nutrition facts for eye vitamins. Longevity's Vision FX is a good source of lutein. Carotenes, like lutein, can also protect your skin from the sun. In fact, for folks who are concerned about sun-related aging, or if you find that you're having pigmentation issues, you're getting hyperpigmentation, dark spots from being out in the sun, try using carotenes. They may be the most effective sun-protecting nutrients you could ever use. I don't like using sunscreens, folks. In my opinion, we should be using nutrition to help take care of our skin. And nothing says skin nutrition and sun protection nutrition more effectively or more importantly than beta-carotene. Beta-carotene and the carotenes in general, I should say, are found in abundance in algae and in seaweeds. That's because the seaweeds and algae are sitting in the ocean and they're subject to lots of attack from photonic sun energy, and they have evolved mechanisms for protecting themselves from the sun. And those mechanisms, in large measure, involve carotenes and vitamin A-like substances. That's one of the reasons why eating lots of seaweed and using algae as a source of nutrition can be so effective, not just for sun protection, but for anti-aging protection in general. The stuff that sushi is wrapped around, when you go to get sushi, you'll get a wrapping of around your rice with a little fish in the middle, a little piece of fish in the middle. That wrapping around the rice is algae, and it is wonderful for helping protect your skin and for protecting your eyes and providing vitamin A benefits. Algae can also be used as a thickener. It's used in salad dressings. It's used in ice cream. It's used in gelatin products. If you've ever seen agar, A-G-A-R, on an ingredient deck, that's a type of algae. So next summer, check this out for yourself. Go out in the sun, see how long it takes before you start to get uncomfortable. You don't want to burn. Just see how long it takes before you get a little bit uncomfortable or hot from the sun. Your skin gets a little hot from the sun, but don't burn. Just experience a little bit of discomfort. And then spend a month eating lots of seaweed, using your Vision FX. Do a triple dose of Vision FX every day, and then after a month or so, go out in the sun. And you'll notice that it will take a lot longer for you to feel uncomfortable, and that, my friends, is skin nutrition in action. The carotenes from the algae and from the seaweed and the Vision FX will go through your digestive system and get stashed away in your skin for just that purpose, to protect your skin from the sun. It's natural sun protection. Unlike sunscreens, natural nutritional sun protection is non-toxic, godly, divine sun protection. It's how nature designed us to be protected from the sun. We're not supposed to be using these toxic chemicals on top of our skin. We're supposed to be making sure that we're getting good nutrition from supplementation and from seaweeds and from algae and from carrots and from cantaloupes and from all the vitamin A containing foods. Now, if vitamin A is the main vitamin for treating acne, then zinc is the main mineral for treating acne, and there's a very interesting relationship between zinc and vitamin A. If you're not getting enough zinc, you're not going to be able to effectively absorb and process vitamin A. Zinc is required for vitamin A absorption. Zinc and vitamin A work together, and folks, zinc deficiencies are extremely common, and this is one of the most tragic facts in the entire world of nutrition, because zinc is so darn inexpensive. You can get a month's supply of zinc picolinate, which is the best form of zinc. You can get a month's supply of the stuff for $4 or $3. Sometimes that's all you need, just zinc picolinate at 50 milligrams a day. Sometimes that's all you need to make a dramatic difference in acneic skin. Zinc is critical for the function of your genetics, of how cells make proteins and how cells divide. And zinc is critical for the function of the outside part of a cell, what we've been calling the the cell membrane. Out of control, crazy growing skin cells are how acne begins, and zinc has an important role in help stabilizing this out of control, crazy nature that acne cells can go into. All right, we're coming back out.
Did you know?
bright side, I am Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for joining us. Finishing up on acne. I don't want to talk too much more about acne. If you have questions, you can always send me an email to ben@ksco.com, or of course you're welcome to call the program at 866-582-9933. Vitamin A, superstar vitamin for taking care of acne. Zinc, superstar mineral for taking care of acne. There's a lot of things that are important about zinc, and I'll probably talk about that tomorrow when we talk about eczema and psoriasis. Zinc is super important for all skin health issues. It's a very common nutritional deficiency. If you have problems with bile or gallbladder, you've had your gallbladder removed, or fat malabsorption issues, you may be at risk for zinc deficiency. Zinc lives in balance with copper. If you live in a big city and you're drinking tap water, sometimes tap water is run through copper-lined pipes, and copper can leach out into the tap water, and this can exacerbate zinc deficiencies. Chlorine can complex with zinc. If you're drinking tap water, chlorine in your tap water can complex with zinc, and that can make the zinc unavailable. Zinc unavailable from your foods or from your supplements if you're swallowing your zinc supplement with tap water. Best bet, folks, when it comes to tap water is don't drink the stuff unless you absolutely have to. If you have no other alternatives, stick with bottled water or filtered water or reverse osmosis water. I like distilled water. It costs $1.50 a gallon. You want your water to be super clean. There's a whole bunch of things that are wrong with tap water, and we can get into that on a later program. But if you're using zinc for taking care of, if you're using it for anything, if you're using zinc as a supplement, try to wash it down with some bottled water or RO water or some kind of filtered water. Other supplements that are important for taking care of acne: vitamin E, very important, 400 international units a day of vitamin E. Look for mixed tocopherols. It's a good idea if you want to spend a little extra money to find mixed tocotrienols as well. Selenium and vitamin E work together, and selenium can also be helpful for dealing with acne. There's a couple of studies that show that people who are breaking out are deficient in selenium. At least 200 micrograms a day, 200 to 400 micrograms a day of selenium is a good place to be. Use the OPC selenium from Longevity. It's a great way to get your selenium. Brazil nuts are a good source of selenium. The problem with getting selenium from foods, by the way, and the problem with getting all minerals from foods is the minerals that are in your foods are going to depend on the minerals that are in the ground where the foods came from, where the plants were grown from, or where the plants that the animals ate were grown from. The soil is going to be the main criteria for determining how much minerals are in your foods, and there's no way of knowing how much minerals are in the soil. So best bet, use your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, use your OPC selenium, get yourself on zinc picolinate 50 milligrams a day in supplemental fashion. Magnesium can also be helpful for dealing with acne. The entire B complex, very important for acne, but especially vitamin B5 and vitamin B3. Vitamin B5 is especially important for dealing with hypersecretion, too much secretion of skin oils. Taking high doses of vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, can help stabilize those oil-making cells in the skin. And niacin, vitamin B3, has been shown in numerous studies to be as effective as topical antibiotics for helping deal with acne. That's topical niacin, using niacin, vitamin B3, on top of your skin. Of course, you also want to make sure you're getting enough niacin internally. Last but most certainly not least, make sure you're on N-acetylcysteine, NAC, which is tremendously important for all immune and inflammatory issues. Everybody should be taking NAC, in my humble opinion, at least 100 or 200 milligrams a day. I personally take 500 to 600 milligrams every day. If you're drinking lots of alcohol, if you're on prescription drugs, if you're doing anything to stress your liver, or you have any kind of immune conditions, think long and hard about getting yourself on NAC supplements. And by the way, NAC and selenium and vitamin E all work together. And make sure you're taking your minerals, your vitamin E, your selenium, and your zinc with fatty meals and fatty foods. If you take too much zinc, by the way, it can rag on your stomach a little bit, although zinc picolinate tends to have less stomach distress effects than some of the other forms of zinc. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about eczema and psoriasis, and I'm going to tell you about a super powerful form of testosterone that can wreak havoc on the skin for folks who are dealing with acne. It can also cause problems with your prostate and can also be responsible for male pattern baldness. We'll tell you what that is tomorrow on The Bright Side, so you're going to want to tune into that. Time to hit the phones. 866-582-9933 is our number. Let's go off to the UK and talk to Sam. What's up, Sam?
Hi there, Ben. How are you?
Greetings, buddy.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Ben, I was wondering if I could get your advice, please. I've had acne for about 10 years.
Okay.
Since the age of 14, and I've been on Every single antibiotic. I've been on minocycline, Roaccutane. I tried everything.
No, none of that's going to help you, bro. Now tell me, where are the breakouts on your face?
2 years
And by the way,
ago,
before you tell them, Sam, before you start, everybody who's listening, this is how you treat acne without even having to see it. What I'm going to do here with Sam is how you deal with acne without even having to see it. So anybody who's dealing with breakouts, listen up. Sorry, Sam, continue. Where are the breakouts?
Yeah, I stopped taking Roaccutane about 2 years ago, and I cleared up for about 3 or 4 months, and it came back, and it gradually came back and back and back.
Sam, listen to me. Sam, hang tight, buddy. Where on the face, where on your skin do they appear? Are they in your T-zone area? Are they in the sides? Are they in your neck?
I mainly get it on my cheeks.
Okay, good. Stop right there. Now listen up, Sam, and everybody else. When breakouts appear on the cheek, you are dealing with a digestive condition, and it's not hard to understand why none of your medication is working. Your body is reacting to something you're eating. Breakouts on the cheek are a digestive reaction. Okay? Now, Sam, let me ask you a couple other questions. Okay, buddy? Do you notice any bloating or discomfort in your digestive area, in your stomach or in your intestine, or heartburn or anything like that after meals?
Yeah, the past few weeks I have. Yeah, it's definitely picked up.
Well, it wouldn't have started the past few weeks. It would be something that would be pretty much your whole life, or at least since you were a teenager.
The last few months I've cut out refined sugar, refined carbohydrates.
No, Sam, you just got to answer my questions. I don't want you going off on a tangent here because I want to help you. Okay, so you're noticing digestive issues. Have you noticed digestive issues, say, the last 5-10 years, kind of thing? Heartburn, diarrhea, gas, bloating, discomfort, cramping, anything like that?
No, not really, no. Just the past few months.
This is going to be important for you, Sam. You and I will work together, but we're going to get rid of your acne permanently, forever. You'll never have it again if you follow what I'm doing. If you follow everything I tell you, follow the directions that I'm going to give you here, okay? For the next couple of days, and I want you to communicate with me by email, ben@ksco.com. For the next couple of days, for the next 5 to 10 days, you got to get yourself a little notebook, and you got to write down everything you eat, and next to that, you got to write down how you feel digestively, okay? That means if you have heartburn or cramping or bloating or loose stools or diarrhea or constipation, anything. If you're not sure what a digestive symptom is, just Google digestive symptoms so you know. It's extremely important that you make this link between the foods you're eating and how you feel after. And it's going to take you 5 to 10 days at least to do this. So get a notebook, write down everything that you're eating, and then next to it, how you feel after you eat. What we're going to do is we're going to have you start to eliminate certain foods, okay? And don't have any preconceived ideas about what a good food is and what a bad food is. You have to go into this with a blank slate, like a baby, like we call beginner's mind, with no preconceived ideas. Just write down what you eat and then write down how you feel a couple of hours later. Now, while you're doing this, it wouldn't hurt you to go get yourself some probiotics, some good bacteria to help stabilize your digestive system while you're keeping track of all your foods. Now, hang tight, Sam, because there's a lot more I want to tell you. Can you hang tight, Sam?
Yeah, hang tight. Thank you.
Okay, good. Hang on. And Wes and Helena will try to get you as well when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this with more good health information. Our number is 866-582-9933 if you want to get on board. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're talking to Sam in the UK about acne. Hey, Sam, are you the guy who's been emailing me, by the way? Have you and I been communicating by email, Sam? I've been talking to some guy named Samir. Do we have Sam? Did we lose Sam?
Hello, Ben.
Oh, hey, Sam. You and I have been
sorry.
No worries. You and I have been emailing, right?
Yes, we have. That's correct.
Okay,
yes.
Good. Okay, so I know who you are. Okay, so here's the deal. First of all, the way you're describing your breakouts, they are a classic manifestation of the digestive type of acne. And this is so important to make this distinction, people. Estheticians, skincare professionals, dermatologists do not distinguish between acne breakouts that appear on the cheek and acne breakouts that appear in the T-zone. There's a very important distinction that you must make between these two types of breakouts. So the way you're describing your acne, the cheek acne, digestive acne, Sam, you're dealing with the digestive digestive condition. 99.9% likelihood that you're dealing with a digestive condition. In fact, I'll tell you 100% chance you're dealing with a digestive issue. It's extremely important that you link foods to your symptoms. You can also try linking foods to your breakouts, but typically it'll take a little bit longer for your breakouts to show up. So if you link your foods to digestive symptoms, you'll be able to figure out what foods you're having problems with. Now, I said before we went to break that you might want to try getting on some probiotics while you're figuring out what foods you have a problem with. But you know what? As I'm thinking about this, maybe lay off the probiotics so you can figure out really what kind of foods are causing your problems. A couple of clues for you. Usually foods that we love are the foods that we have the biggest problems with digestive-wise. And secondly, a second clue for you, the most likely suspects are going to be dairy and grains and what we call legumes, which includes peanuts and soybeans, any kind of beans. Any kind of beans are legumes, including peanuts. So peanut butter, if you're eating a lot of peanut butter, that can be a big problem. For some folks, eggs are a problem as well. But it could be anything, and that's why I say you got to use a beginner's mind. Don't have any preconceived ideas about what kind of foods are good and what kind of foods are bad. Now, you mentioned sugar. Sugar it's a good idea to stay away from sugar and stay away from anything that messes up your insulin, but that's not a direct cause of this type of acne. It's more like it's an allergic condition, an immune activation from specific foods that you're eating. So focus on eliminating those foods. Now, once you find the foods that you're having problems with, and I'd love it if you could stay in touch with me via email, and you and I can work together on this. Once you find those foods, there's a couple of nutrients that you're going to want to get on right away. One is probiotics, good bacteria, 80 billion units a day, multiple strains. I like the Nightly Essence from Longevity, which just came out, but whatever you decide to do, multiple strains and 80 billion units a day. Use digestive enzymes with all of your meals, and use a good digestive enzyme that contains a protease, which is going to dissolve protein, and a lipase, which is going to dissolve fats. I like the Ultimate Enzymes from Longevity. And always wash down your digestive enzymes with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Now, it's going to also help you to get on all the standard acne nutrients like we've been talking about: vitamin A, zinc, selenium, 200 to 400 micrograms of selenium, 400 international units a day of vitamin E, 20,000 international units a day of vitamin A. Make sure you're on the entire B complex, and try to get yourself, I don't know if they have NAC available for you out there in the UK, but if you can get some NAC, try to get yourself on 500 milligrams or so a day of NAC. But by far and away, your most important strategy is going to be the digestive route, eliminating foods that are causing the breakouts. And let me tell you something, Sam, as soon as you do that, it's going to seem like a miracle to you how fast your skin will improve. And the fact that you're only breaking out on your cheeks, my friend, is a really good sign, because that says to me that you don't have the hormonal condition, which can be a little bit more tricky to deal with. So stay in touch with me, buddy. Stay in touch with me by email, and you and I will work together on getting rid of the skin condition. And thanks so much for reaching out to us from the UK. Appreciate it. All right, moving on to Idaho. Wes, what's going on?
Hello, Ben.
Hello, my friend.
Two questions. How about red palm oil for a natural source of vitamin E? And also, how about mega doses of vitamin D with K2? Do you know about that?
With what? What was the last thing you said?
With K2, there's a bit of a calcium problem.
Yeah. K is an absolutely stupendously important vitamin, and I hope to be talking about vitamin K here in the next couple of days. I haven't talked too much about vitamin K, and there are different types of vitamin K, K1 and K2. We can talk about that when we talk about vitamin K here in the next couple of days. I'm not a big believer in using vitamin D supplements, because vitamin D is actually not even a vitamin at all. It's a hormone, and you got to be careful once you start taking in hormones. The best way to get your vitamin D is through sunlight. And it's very important that you use sunlight effectively. Use sunlight as a nutritional supplement. One of the dumbest, most twisted medical ideas is this idea that we have to stay out of the sun. This is stupidity of the highest degree. And anytime some medical professional says something about staying out of the sun, I know that medical professional's a dummy. And there's a lot of medical professional dummies out there. Folks, you need the sun. And one of the main reasons we need the sun is for vitamin D, of course. Vitamin D is a growth-stimulating hormone. It's called a vitamin, but it's not really a vitamin, but it's involved in stimulating growth and making things happen in the body. And deficiencies in vitamin D are unfortunately quite common because of this lunacy about staying out of the sun and about using sun protection all the time. And not, by the way, if you're using a lot of sunscreens, you're not going to be getting vitamin D. So the best way to get your vitamin D is from the sun, also from certain kinds of oils, like fish oil is a good source of vitamin D. And those are the two best ways to get your vitamin D. If you absolutely must have a vitamin D supplement, use vitamin D3 supplements if you absolutely must get a supplement, but I don't particularly believe in using vitamin D supplements. I prefer folks get their vitamin D from fish oil or from the sun is the ideal way to get your vitamin D. Now, as far as red palm oil goes, that stuff is absolutely amazing. We've been talking about vitamin E and beta carotene today, and as it turns out, red palm oil is a wonderful source of beta carotene. The red, remember, beta carotene and the retinoids tend to be red, and the red in red palm oil is indeed a sign of its vitamin A content, or actually of its carotene content. It's beta carotene content. There's also something in red palm oil called lycopene, which you may have heard of. Lycopene has gotten a tremendous reputation for being helpful for the male prostate. We'll be talking a little bit about that tomorrow, about male prostate disease. And lycopene and beta-carotene, which are in red palm oil, are wonderful, wonderful nutritional supplements. And you don't need to go buy a nutritional supplement. Just use red palm oil. Red palm oil also has a high smoke point, so it's one of the better oils to cook with. Red palm oil, for a long time, was considered to be a bad oil. Palm oil in general was considered to be a bad oil, along with coconut oil, when some of us fell for that nonsense about polyunsaturated oils and unsaturated oils being good for you and saturated fats not being good for you. As it turns out, palm oil as well as coconut oil are sources of saturated fats. So some medical folks will tell you, oh, you got to stay away from palm oil and coconut oil. Baloney. More baloney from the medical world. You need saturated fats. You need a small amount of unsaturated fats. Saturated fats, as it turns out, have wonderful protective benefits for the heart. Saturated fats tend to be rich sources of vitamin E and vitamin E-like compounds. By the way, there's some vitamin E compounds in red palm oil called tocotrienols, which are super powerful antioxidants. The main form of vitamin E, tocopherols, or the most common form, I should say, of vitamin E, tocopherols are good antioxidants, but the tocotrienols are even better antioxidants, and palm oil contains all of the tocotrienols. There's 4 different tocotrienols, and they're all found in palm oil. So, long story short, palm oil is great to cook with. Palm oil tastes great. Palm oil is a good source of vitamin E. Palm oil is a good source of carotenes. Palm oil's got some vitamin K in it. Palm oil's got phytosterols in it. Phytosterols can be very effective for helping quiet down the inflammatory system and the immune system as well. Nursing mothers are told to use palm oil to help enrich their milk with vitamin A. It's great stuff, Wes. Thank you so much for asking that question. I appreciate it. Did you have something else you want to know, Wesley?
I stay tuned. I think there's going to be a lot more on this mega vitamin D. And also, I guess red palm oil would be good to rub into your skin.
Heck yes. Heck yeah, because of the vitamin E and the vitamin A, absolutely. You've got to be careful a little bit with oils because of their instability to the sun and to oxygen, but if you're going to use any oil, red palm oil, because of its antioxidant content, is a good choice to make. So, we've got to move on. That's it, Wes. That's all the time we got for today. I appreciate your call. Sorry, Helena, we didn't get to you. I wanted to, but I guess an hour goes by way too fast on the bright side. Thank you so much for all your calls and all your letters. Appreciate every last one of you guys. If you want to check out my website, go to brightsideben.com. Take a look at the shopping cart. Click on the Join Now link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com and start yourself a longevity business. You can make some money, you can get your products at the wholesale price, and you can join the Brightside Ben team. Help me in my mission to educate the world about the importance and the power of getting on a good nutritional supplement program. Stay tuned for Alex Jones next on most of these stations. Tomorrow we'll talk about eczema and psoriasis. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.